Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. We are back. Continuing on with our look at the triennial Torah portion. Today we are going to be continuing with Numbers chapter 6. We are going to be looking at Numbers chapter 6, 22 through 27.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking about this is how you bless. This is how you bless. We're going to be dealing with the Aharonic Blessing, the Aharonic Blessing, out of Numbers chapter 6. Let me go ahead and get together some things here. Let's see here. Hold on a second. Let's get our slides together for this. Pull that up. For us to go through. One moment. Okay, let's see. As soon as we get this pulled up here, we'll be good to go. Hold up. All right, let's see here. Get my cursor together. Sometimes there's a little delay on these slides for some reason. Okay. All right. So, as I said, we are looking at Numbers chapter 6, verses 22 through 27. We have some slides we're going to go through over here. We'll read the verses and just go ahead on from there. Let's see here. Let me get this thing to advance. There we go. All right, so if we could just go ahead and read what we have there.
Number 6:22. And Yahweh spake to Moshe, saying, Speak to Aaron and his sons, saying, This is how you bless the children of Israel. Say to them, Yahweh bless you and guard you. Yahweh make his face shine upon you and show favor to you. Yahweh lift up his face upon you and give you peace. Thus they shall put my name on the children of Israel, and I myself shall bless them.
Okay, very good. So we see over here again what is known as the Aharonic Blessing. And so what we want to do is just look at that and talk about the things that are within that blessing. Let's see here. Let's deal with first some key words over here. If we look over here, this is what it looks like in the Hebrew. I just happen to know this blessing in Hebrew. Which we're looking at right here says Yabarecha Yahweh Vayishmerecha Ya'er Yahweh Panav Alecha Yisa Yahweh Panav Alecha Vayasem Lecha Shalom. Let's see here. So what we want to look at first is just the very beginning. Yahweh bless you. Yahweh bless you. Yavarechaka, Yahweh. So we see over there, inside of the first word, Yavarechaka, we see Barach, which is right here. Barach. The prefix and the suffix is kind of making it be to you, and may he bless you is basically what this says. May he bless you, and then the he is Yahweh over here. But the word, the root of that is barach, which means to kneel. By implication, to bless Elohim as an act of adoration, and vice versa, man as a benefit. So we can think about bless, this word barak, in terms of us blessing the Most High, or actually being the benefit of a blessing. Okay. Barach, meaning to bless, to kneel, to salute, to greet. The verb derives from the noun that in the Hebrew is the word for knee, and perhaps suggests the in blessing. And so if we was to think about us blessing the Most High in terms of our adoration towards Him, we, bowing down ourselves to our Maker, that's how we would bless Him. Now the reverse is to say that the Most High, who is so great and so mighty and so awesome and so high, being the most high, he has to kind of make himself low, kind of from a figurative standpoint, to be where we are, right? And so the idea of him kneeling is just the idea of him, coming down to where we are, to deliver whatever it is his blessing may be for us. Okay, let's look at Genesis 41 and 43.
It says, and he had him ride in the second chariot which he had, and they cried out before him, bow the knee, and he set him over all the land of Mitzrayim.
Okay, this is dealing with Joseph in Egypt, where he was made basically the ruler of Egypt, and the people cried out. The people cried out as he was, going, saying, "Bow the knee, bow the knee." That word there is avrek, avrek, which is a verb meaning to bow the knee or to make way. So this word here, which we can actually see over here, this is our word here. The bait, the resh, and the kaf. This word occurs only in Genesis 41, 43. It is possibly a verb of 4 letters in an imperative form meaning to bow the knee. It designates the homage to be paid towards Joseph in Egypt. And so again, we see what we're thinking about in terms of blessing over here with these 3 letters here. This word avrek is kind of a loan word, a Coptic loan word, from the Egyptian language, but the idea and almost phonetically is the same as the word to bless, is the bowing of the knee, the adoration of someone that's greater, kind of putting yourself in a submissive position in adoration of an individual in terms of your blessing of someone else. And so again, the adverse of that is if you're making yourself low, then at the same time you're making someone else be high over you. Okay. Let's see here. And they cried before him. This is from the dictionary thing. It says over here, and they cried before him, bow the knee. That is his guard that attended him when he rode out in his chariot, called to the people as they passed along to bow the knee to Joseph as a token of veneration and respect, or they proclaimed him Avrech, which Onkelos, who is a ancient commentator, paraphrases. This is the father of the king, and so this Jarkai, who observes that Rek signifies a king in the Syriac language, and this agrees with that, with what Joseph himself says in Genesis 45:8, that Elohim have made him a father to Pharaoh. And so again, we're just looking at this just to see that we have in these other languages is giving you kind of the same idea of to bend or to bow the knee in a act of adoration towards one that is greater in terms of the blessing. But we also over here, this is from the etymological dictionary, where we see power, growth, spur, prosperity, blessing, bowing, kneeling, unhindered prosperity. Okay, and so when we look at some of these things, I don't know if that's too small or not, but when we see in the ancient, we have the idea of kneeling, but not only kneeling, but bending at the knee to drink from a pond. right? And so you're in the, with the idea of bending down, ready to receive, from the blesser, right? The blessee is bending down low, ready to receive from the blesser, right? Because we see with the man that's the okay. So we have the tent floor plan and the man's head and the open palm. And so with the man with his open palm there, again, is ready for his open palm to be filled with a gift, right? So all this we see with the idea of Barak. Okay, so the idea that is within this word as it pertains to Elohim is giving from on high. Okay, so again, it's not like the Most High is bowing down to us, but he who is on high is coming down so that he is able to deal with us where we are. Let's look at James 1:17. What's that say right there?
It says, every good gift and every perfect gift is from above and cometh down from the Father of lights, with whom is no variableness, neither shadow of turning.
Okay, very good. So when we think about the fact that the Most High, the Father of lights, and it deals with his character, right? With whom is no variableness, right? The Most High is not about variableness, neither shadow of turning. But when it comes to receiving of gifts, it says every good and perfect gift is from above. It's from the Most High. So when we look at this verse over here, we can think about the ways in which he blesses, right? Wisdom 8:21. What does that say?
Nevertheless, when I perceived that I could not otherwise obtain her, except the Most High gave her me, and that was a point of wisdom also to know whose gift she was. I prayed unto Yahweh and besought him, and my whole heart said I.
Okay.
And with my whole heart said I.
Oh yes.
I said.
That's kind of a cliffhanger over there, but we see in the next chapter as it continues that what he was praying for, what he was hoping to receive, was indeed wisdom from the Almighty. Right? The writer acknowledges. It says, when I perceived that I could not otherwise obtain her being wisdom, except Elohim gave her to me. That the only way that he was going to be able to acquire wisdom was through the power of the Most High. Even as it says that in of itself was a point of wisdom. Also to know whose gift she was. And so we think about these things together. Every good and perfect gift comes from the Most High. And then we also think about this idea of wisdom being a gift that can only come from the Most High. We think about, again, this idea of receiving blessings from the Almighty. What greater blessing can there be but wisdom? But again, when we think about wisdom, again, we're thinking about the character of the Most High. Oh, here, read Wisdom 9:1-4. That's the continuation of
Right. Oh, y'all of my fathers, and y'all mercy, who has made all things with thy word, and ordained man through thy wisdom, that he should have dominion over the creatures which thou hast made, and order the world according to equity and righteousness, and execute judgment with the upright heart. Give me wisdom that sits by thy throne, and reject me not from among thy children.
Okay, so when we look at this over here again, this is a continuation from the end of the last chapter, where the writer is able to understand all of these things that happen through the wisdom of the Most High. And it deals with order of the world according to equity and righteousness, and executing judgment with an upright heart. He sees all that. He sees the character of the Most High. He sees the way in which the Almighty deals, and the writer is saying, I want that to be part of who I am. Give me that. Right? This thing that sits by your throne. This thing that exudes and emanates from the place where you are. And so again, if we're thinking about the idea of blessings, the idea of receiving blessings from the Almighty, we're only talking about things that come from and also include the character of the Most High. And so when we think about the Aharonic blessing, where we're saying Yahweh bless you, when we talk about what Aaron said to the children of Israel, the idea of blessing is about bestowing or imparting the character of the Most High to the people. Okay, and James 1:25.
But whoso looks into the perfect law of liberty and continues therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his deed.
Okay, very good. So we see over here now dealing with this person here who's able to not only see the law of liberty, the perfect law of liberty, which we could call a perfect gift, and not only see that law, but continue in it, not just be a hearer, but also a doer of it, that one's deeds will be blessed. That one receives blessings. Right? The one who's able to walk in the character of the Most High is able to receive from the Most High. If we think about, we always think about Deuteronomy 28 because it gives you the curses, but it gives you the blessings. If you do these things that I have created for you to do, for you to walk in righteousness, then you'll receive blessings. So when we think about the idea of asking of the blessings of the Most High, or even blessing someone else, saying to someone, Yahweh bless you, there's more going on than the Most High doing something. If I'm saying to you, Yahweh bless you, it speaks to what the Most High is able to give you, but it also speaks to your ability to bow to your maker and receive what it is that he has to give you. To make yourself available to receive what it is that he has for you. Okay. All right. So we also have this here, Vayishmerecha. Vayishmerecha, and he keep you. May Yahweh bless you and keep you, or guard you. Okay. Shamar, which we see over here. Let's see. Shamar. Let me go back to the previous. What we see right here. Shamar is going to be this right here. Vayishmerecha, and he keep you. This part here, Shamar. Shamar means properly to hedge about, as with thorns, to create a protective barrier. Okay, to guard, to generally to protect, to attend, to preserve. You put a fence, a hedge around something that you want to protect from outside things, and also to keep sacred things that are within, keep those things safe and, from escaping. If I have my little kids running around, I don't want them running out into the street or running into danger, right? And I don't want danger running into where they are, right? So I have to have this shamar, this hedge about, that keeps the protected things in and keeps the out, right? To watch, to keep, to preserve, to guard, to be careful, to watch over, to watch carefully over. The verb means to watch, to guard, to care for. Adam and Hava were to watch over and care for the Garden of Eden, where the Most High had placed them. When we think about this word shamar, it's all of those things, right? It's not only to to literally protect, but all of the things that are incorporated in the protection, right? You're going to take care of all the necessary steps to ensure the protection of whatever it is that you're shamaring. But over here, in the context of what we're thinking about, we're wanting for the Most High to actually guard us, right? We're seeking for the protection, for the guarding to be done by the Almighty, right, over us. The Hebrew word means to maintain or to observe something for a purpose, and is followed by another verb indicating the purpose or manner. As in the following examples, Israel was to observe the laws of Yahweh so as to do them, right? Balaam had to observe accurately what he had been charged with in terms of learning to curse the people, or to say what it is that the Most High has said for him to say. The word naturally means to watch over some physical object, to keep an eye on it. In its The word means human guards, those who watch for people or over designated objects. Yahweh, as the moral governor of the world, watches over the behavior of people. And so, again, when we're thinking about Shamar, it has all of these qualities. We're able to understand it from the aspect of us knowing what we have to do in order to guard or to protect this or that. But again, in relation to the Aharonic blessing, we're talking about the Most High. May Yahweh keep you. May Yahweh guard you. May Yahweh protect you from all hurt, harm, and danger. And again, something that's like unto this idea of blessing, where we think about the idea of blessing, again, being something where you're readying yourself, you're bending down, bowing down to a knee, readying yourself to receive. When we think about the idea of the Most High guarding you, we shouldn't expect to receive the protection of the Most High when we're outside of the will of the Most High. We can expect for Him to keep us if we're walking in His ways. But as a matter of fact, when we look in the scriptures, He said He's not going to protect us whenever we're not in His ways. Right? He said bad things is actually going to happen to us when we go contrary to His will and His way. So when we think about the idea of asking for the blessing of the Most High, and also asking for the keeping or the guarding over us from the Most High, these things are like unto one another, in that I'm asking the Most High for something, but there's also a unspoken thing that's required of the receiver, is that I need to be in His will to be able to receive these benefits of being blessed and being kept. What does Psalms 91, 9 through 11 say there?
Because thou hast made Yahweh, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling. For He shall give His angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways.
Okay, Shamar is way over here, to keep thee in all thy ways. For who has found refuge in Yahweh. That's for the one who's made the Most High his habitation. I dwell with the Almighty. I'm where He's at. He's where I am. Right? That's the one who's able to say that no evil shall befall thee. So again, we think about this idea of this Aharonic blessing in terms of me saying, Yahweh bless you and keep you. It's not as if I'm able to just speak over some evildoers and say, Yahweh bless you and keep you, and some blessing and keepingness be had by you outside of the will of the Most High. Because we see from over here, the one who gets that is the one who has made Yahweh their habitation.
Right.
Right? These things go hand in hand. And so again, when we think about this Aharonic blessing, there's an unspoken part that we have to think about in here, in that this is a blessing that is spoken over Israel, um, which is asking the Most High to do something for the people. But again, the people have to be ready to receive the things that the Most High is going to be giving. It's not like some kind of some spell or something that you're able to just say, and the hearer just automatically just receives the things that you're speaking. Right? There's a way in which one needs to be in order to receive the blessing and the keeping.
Because it's been said that we know that don't apply to Israel, no matter how you say it to them. So I'm just saying, if it was that easy, many times it was said to them.
Yeah. It's not a thing that's able to make a disobedient person right. But when we think about it from its proper standpoint, it will cause for us to be right, because we want to be in a position to receive the blessings and the keepings from the Most High.
Right.
And so again, we're talking about this unspoken part of it, because it's not, within the blessing we don't see that, but knowing what we know of the Most High, it helps us to understand this properly. Okay. All right. Ya'er, he shine. He, who Yahweh is the he, in this thing we say. Number 625, where he says to make his face shine. This word here, shine, is or luminous, right? We looked at this word recently, because I remember this part here: break of day, glorious, light or lighten, or to set on fire, right? Or to shine. And so when we think about the idea of the shine of the Almighty is always connected to His character. It's always connected to His essence, which deals with who He is. Let's see here. A verb meaning to give light, to shine, to become light or day. Heavenly bodies provide light, as does fire. Lightning shines forth. The presence of Yahweh can cause the earth to shine forth. A lamp burning wood. Metaphorically, Yahweh's face may shine on us, as what we're dealing with over here in Deuteronomy 6 and 25. So again, think about the idea of the Most High's face shining on us. It again deals with the character of the Most High, His presence making an impact on us, His presence being manifest to us, right? And so again, now if we think about this in terms of all of this in totality, in terms of His shine being on us, and blessings and keepings and guardings, again, all of these things really are pointing us in the same direction in terms of when we receive the light the true light from the Most High, you know, it's transformative. It's something that transforms us, right? When we have an authentic manifestation of the Most High in our life, it's transformative, right? So it really puts us in a place where we're able to receive the blessings from the Most High, because when we have a real encounter with the Most High, understanding who He is, essentially, it changes us. And again, adversely can be said when you're able to know when someone really has had that happen in their lives, because they've been changed. Right? The actual shine, the essence of the Most High, when it touched someone, right? Because it has a lasting effect on them, right? And then we know when people just, they say things. It's a big difference, right? When Moses went up to the mountain and saw the Most High's essence, what he was able to see, he was changed. He had a genuine encounter with the Almighty, and he was never the same after that. When we think about the people who were the closest with Messiah, those people, we're able to see their transformations, in the book, when we see, how they were when he was on the earth and the things that they dealt with and struggled with. And then after he was gone, when they, received the Spirit of the Almighty, they changed the whole world forever. And so when we think about the idea of having the shine of the Most High be on us, that's his Ruach HaKodesh. That's his spirit on us. That's his character on us, and not only on us, but in us, changing us. And so again, when we think about the idea of this blessing, asking for the shine of the Almighty to be on us, these are important things over here. Or giving light, shining, enlightening, blinding. Blinding. The light can be blinding. The light can be blinding. Especially when you're in a dark place. You're in a dark place and your eyes, have adjusted to the darkness. From a scientific standpoint, your pupils, they get bigger, right? So more light could come in, so you're able to see with less light. But in that state of being in the darkness and having been adjusted to that darkness, and then all of a sudden brightness, light comes. A bright light in your eyes is bad by itself. But a bright light in your eyes when your eyes are adjusted to the darkness is even worse for you, right? It could be a jarring thing, right? But that just helps us to think about kind of the life changing situations that can happen when we're in utter darkness and light comes into our situation. It's a thing that happens, right? But again, in the context of this Aharonic blessing, it's something that's necessary to happen for the fullness of all of this to be, right? Because I can't receive the blessings, I can't receive his keeping if his spirit is not working in me. Okay, what's Ezra 9 and 8 say?
It says, but now, for a short while, favor has been shown from Yahweh our Elohim to leave us a remnant to escape and to give us a peg in his set apart place, that our Elohim might enlighten our eyes and give us a little reviving in our bondage.
Okay, enlighten, this is our word here, enlighten, and we see this people over here. We think about Ezra, he's dealing with a people coming out of bondage, kind of reforming the people, transforming the people, taking the people from a state of bondage and separation from the Most High, and trying to restore back, right? And so we see this idea of an enlightening of the eyes, bringing light to the eyes, bringing light to the mind of the people, so that they're able to receive from the Most High and return. Okay, so again, all of these things kind of build on each other, and this, of course, being probably, I would say, one of the most important aspects in terms of the character of being infused in us, so that we're able to be transformed and changed. What's this say here? Ecclesiastes.
It says, who is like a wise one, and who knows the meaning of a matter? A man's wisdom makes his face shine, and the hardness of his face is changed.
Okay, and so when we think about wisdom, I tried to highlight that, and I hit the thing. When we think about wisdom from before, we understand that wisdom comes from the Most High. And so when we're able to manifest this thing that comes from the Most High, the same idea that we see in terms of the Most High dealing with us, now we become kind of many representatives of the Most High, in terms of we want for his light to shine on us, so that it could transform us and impart his wisdom on us, so that we're able to shine on others and keep this whole thing going. Okay, just like Yeshua talks about the fact of us being lights, right? The only reason that we are light is because we received his light. And then once we receive his light, we shine our lights, and
become beacons of light.
yes. beacons. Yes, light bearers. Okay. Let's see. Yahweh Panav Alecha. Okay, and so this kind of goes along with the idea of the shine, right? Make his face to shine on you. Make his face to shine on you. So again, we think about the idea of Yahweh's face. Yahweh, the Most High, looking at you. Right? The Most High putting his attention on you. Right? He's turning his thoughts and intentions towards you. Right? And when he does this, right, there's a shine that comes with it. Right? Panim is literally face, right? And oftentimes we see in the scripture where it talks about the Most High turning his face away from his people, right? When we get into our disobedience, he turns away from us, right? He turns his face away from us. He removes his gaze from us. And so if he turns from us, there's no shine on us, right? Because he turned away from us. And so, we can't be changed. We can't be blessed. We can't be guarded because he's not looking for us, right? But when his face is turned towards us, when his thoughts and intentions are turned towards us, when his shine is actually shining on us, we're able to receive the blessings, right, and the keepings. Masculine pana, masculine plural noun meaning face. Although the literal meaning of face is possible, most of the time this occurs in a figurative, idiomatic phrase. Face can be substituted for the entire person, or it can be a reflection of the person's mood or attitude. And so again, when we think about the Most High turning his face towards us, it's not necessarily about eyes and a nose and a mouth and all of that. It's about his essence, his thoughts towards you, right? His attitude towards you, right? His character being imparted on you, and transforming and changing you in a right direction. Pana, turning, changing direction, being contrary to or spite, turn to or focus attention. Right, again, these are all things that we're thinking about in terms of the Most High turning his face towards you, right? Turning to accepting, right? Again, we talked about the fact that when the Most High turns away from us, right, he's making a separation from us. He's distancing himself from us. But when he turns towards us, this is something that is accepting, towards us, right? He's accepting us, right? And so this is something that we, of course, want if we want to receive his blessing and his keeping. Okay. And he be gracious to you. Via Vayechunecha. To be gracious to you. When we think about the Most High's grace towards us, again, this is another example of his character towards us. We want to receive his favor and his graciousness, his hanan, towards us, to bend or to stoop in kindness to an inferior, right? We want for the Most High to come down and deal with us, right? We want for him to come down and to bestow upon us all of the things that he has for us. We want to be able to enjoy a right relationship with our Maker. It says over here in the Complete Word Dictionary, in the Wisdom literature, this verb is used primarily with human relations to denote gracious acts towards someone in need. And so when we think about, again, understanding the Most High, we can only understand him from the perspective, from a humanly perspective, because that's what we are. And so when we think about, kind of understanding the character of the Most High, him dealing with us at all, really, him dealing with us at all is a gracious act towards us, right? That's just a simple fact that he wants to even be with us, or have anything to do with us, is a gracious act. But then above that, when he begins to deal with us and empower us and bless us and keep us and cause his character to be a part of who we are, right? This is his graciousness towards us. And so again, we think about this in terms of this blessing. We're wanting for a relationship to be established with the Almighty, right? If I'm saying that I want for the Most High to shine his face on you and to show favor to you, I'm saying that I want for you to form a real relationship with the Most High. I want for you to know who the Most High is, and for your life to manifest who he is to you in your life. Right? This is not just me saying some nice things over you, that don't mean anything, right? This is me, or whoever it is that's doing the blessing over you, wanting for your relationship to be greater than whatever it is, right? To grow from whichever level is on already. What's Psalm 30:7 say?
This is Yahweh, in your good pleasure you have made my mountain to stand strong. You hid your face, and I was troubled.
You see over here, the writer understands the idea of the Most High turning his face towards him, because when he hid his face, he's troubled, right? If there's a sense that there's a separation between you and the Almighty, that's a problem.
Can it be assumed that if you're going through problems and having these troubles, that chances are his face is turned away from you?
I think that it's safe to. I think it's safe to sometimes assume that. Now, sometimes he's gonna have you going through things that could be perceived as troubles, but really, he's teaching you something. But when we think about the idea of having the Most High turn towards us, there's a connection there, right? And there's not a separation there. And so when we think about, especially in this verse over here, the writer was able to know that he was in a place that was unfavorable. He knew that the Most High was hiding his face from him at that time, and so therefore he was troubled. But to a degree, yes, I would say, when we look and we see the way, the Scripture kind of shows us, and we got to think about what is, what things actually look like, and know the difference. Because, I could go to work and, I get a flat tire and, I'm in a car accident. Like, I have a terrible day. Right? All kinds of things happen to me. But you never know what things that you go through that either the Most High lightened the blow for you, or had you go through something that to you seems bad, but when you think about what you actually could have went through, it could have been much worse than that. And so I think sometimes we have to think about things in a certain perspective to know that if we have a real relationship with the Most High, there's going to be uncomfortable situations at times. But oh my goodness! But it's not always. That's not always something that we can sit up here and say that the Most High has turned away from us, right?
Dessert early.
Oh my goodness! But we're seeing a pattern over here when we look at all of these things, that if you're in a situation where you are separated from the Most High, then you can't expect certain things, like the blessings from the Most High, like Him actually keeping you, right? But like if you're not in the right relationship with the Most High, you're not going to be manifesting His goodness and His character either. In fact, that's probably why there's a separation.
I look at this verse too and say He had my face when I was trembling. So not only bad things happening to you, but you don't got a sound mind, so all your decisions are gonna be jacked up. Like, you're just gonna be causing trouble for yourself because you don't got the wisdom to make good decisions.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And what you're saying is important, and it goes along with what we're dealing with in terms of these blessings, is that, again, when the blesser is giving this blessing, it's towards the Most High, but it's also towards the people. And there's something that is required of the people to have themselves be in a position to receive these blessings. people often sit up there and talk about, why this and why that, why is my life like this, why is all of these things happen to me, but they don't have a real relationship with the Most High. And it's sometimes obvious in that way. You know, I think that we have to be able to make that connection because the Scripture makes it, right? He helps for us to see that He's going to bless those that He's happy with. And also we got to remember not to think that the God of this world can't bless people in the way that He blesses people, and not to confuse the two. You can have favorable things happen to you, and the Most High didn't have nothing to do with it. And people confuse, favorable things happening to you with blessings from on high.
Yeah.
He lift. Yahweh lift. That word is nasa. Nasa, to lift. Arise. To bear up. We see this word here again. To accept. Exalt. To extol. So when we think about the idea of lifting, this is a connection with the Most High's face again, right? We talked about His face shining on you. This over here is the fact that it's Him lifting up His face to you. Again, it has the same, I would say, the same type of a situation in terms of the Most High turning His intentions towards you. And so when we think about the Most High shining His face on you or lifting up His face or His countenance to you, the thing that we have to think about is, again, the idea of not only the Most High dealing with you, but again, you being in a position to receive the Most High when He's ready to give you. Because He, let's be, when we think about the Most High's always ready to give you the things that you want from Him, if we position ourselves properly to receive these things. Just like when you think about the idea of the Most High and His forgiveness, He has His forgiveness waiting for you, right? If there was a forgiveness gun, He got one in the chamber ready for you, right? But you have to do what's necessary to receive that forgiveness, which is aligning yourself up with His rightness, right? Turning away from things that He doesn't like and putting yourself in a position to receive His goodness. And so, when we think about the Most High, people don't understand who the Most High is and think that he operates like he's not like a genie. Most times not a genie.
Yeah.
And he doesn't just willy nilly just give you all the things that you ask for. You know, he requires of his people to you know, be in right standing with him. And once we do that, we're able to receive all of the things that he's ready to give us, but not before that. Not before it. Okay? We were singing this morning, well, I guess it was a morning, Sim Shalom, right? Which comes from this over here, right? This word here, sum, same thing, to appoint, to bring, to call, to put, to charge, commit, or to convey a thing, right? And over here we're talking about the Most High giving you peace, right? And so again, if we want the peace from the Father, but our life is chaos and confusion, you know, these things don't go together. You know, we can't experience the shalom that the Most High wants to give us if our life is in a state of confusion and chaos. We can't receive safety and wellness and happiness and welfare and health and prosperity from the Most High if our whole being is in a state of chaos and confusion and sickness, right? And so we have to be in a situation where we receive healing and change and transformation from the Almighty so that we could get this peace that he has to give us. But again, with this whole blessing, it's this thing is reciprocal. Right? The Most High is ready to give you his blessing, and he's ready to guard you and keep you. He's ready to make his face to shine on you. He's ready to give you his favor. He's ready to lift up his countenance towards you and give you peace if you would just turn from your wicked ways and allow for his character to change and transform you into who he would have for you to be. What's Philippians 4, 6, and 7 say?
But do not worry at all, but in every matter, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to Elohim, and the peace of Elohim, which surpasses all understanding, shall guard your hearts and minds through Messiah, Yeshua.
Now, you can't have this part. You can't have this part over here if you don't have this part. If you're not having open dialogue with the Most High, then how you supposed to have peace? The peace of the Most High, which surpasses all understanding. You can't. It's impossible. A lot of times, you know, when you have people that worry about everything, what's this word? I think it might be like anxious. Anxiety. Let me see that. Philippians 4:6. Anxious. To be anxious about. What's that word mean? Synonyms. Uneasy, nervousness, experiencing worry. He's saying don't do this at all. Instead of worrying about every matter, with thanksgiving. Prayer and petition with thanksgiving. So instead of worrying, I should be praying and petitioning to the Most High with thanksgiving. Even though I don't even know what the outcome is yet. Mm-hmm. The outcome, the Thanksgiving, is not connected to the Thanksgiving. Right? It's just what you do so that you fortify. These things fortify your relationship with the Most High. When you think about the fact that, we can't be sitting around here worrying about this thing or that thing. We give things to the Most High with thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. So that means you're taking these things and putting them in the hands of the Creator and Sustainer of all things. If I'm going to the Almighty in prayer with thanksgiving, that's helping me to see that I'm not concerned with the outcome. Because I know whatever it is, that's what the Most High want for it to be. Mm-hmm. The outcome don't got nothing to do with it. Because I'm thankful for whatever it is that he makes for it to be. That right there is this. Mm-hmm. That's a peace that surpasses all understanding. When you get to the place when you're able to just say, the Most High gives and the Most High takes away.
Not my will, but thy will be done.
It ain't about what I want. It's about whatever he wants for me to be going through. Mm-hmm. When you get to that situation, that's this right here. That's this peace that passes all understanding. Mm-hmm. But it's not like a high level peace. That's just the peace of Elohim. And that's what you want. That's what we want from the Most High when we have a right relationship with the Father. And so the Aharonic blessing really is just, I could just say, just have a right relationship with the Most High. Just deal with the Most High rightly, and he gonna deal with you rightly. So here, read this bold part. We read the top part. We read this too, but let's emphasize this part here.
Thus they shall put my name on the children of Israel, and I myself shall bless them.
Okay, so the way in which the name of the Most High is put on the people is by this over here, by going through all of this over here. But again, when we think about what all of this means, this is simply just receiving and manifesting the character of the Almighty. What that say right there?
I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. Thine they were, and thou gavest them me, and they have kept thy word.
When we look at Yeshua talking about his disciples, he said, I manifested your name unto these men. How did he do that? By showing them the character of the Most High. Them people that he had under his charge, his disciples, all had life-changing experiences. How did they do that? By receiving the character of the Most High in their hearts and in their minds. He said, they have kept thy word. You gave them to me. They was already yours. You gave them to me. And they kept your word. That's how the name of the Most High was manifested through them people. That's how the name was put on them. That's how the character and the thing that represents the Most High was put on those people by them receiving the character of the Most High.
Yep. I always say people be even what name people use to call them. I'm like, that's I can see who know the Most High by the actions. It's like it ain't about no specific name, because there is, you manifesting the name.
Yeah.
That's more important.
Yeah. And we really have to get to this point of understanding is that it's not about all of these things that people want to sit up here and argue about, and these things that people want to sit up here and say that this is most important or that's most important. The most important thing, I guess I'm about to say what this is. The most important thing is for you to have the character of the Most High on you, in you, and be manifested through you. That's the most important thing. You can sit up here and say all day till you blue in the face that you are an Israelite. But if you walking around acting like a Gentile, then guess what? That's what you is. You is that.
Yep.
If you aren't manifesting the character of the Most High, then his name's not on you. And that's what they wanted. That's what he wanted for to be on the people. Hey, let me go back over to number 6. He said, thus they shall put my name on the children of Israel. He wanted for his name to be on them. Was he talking about like a little stamp or tattoo or something? That's not what he was talking about. He was talking about he wanted for his character to be on these people. He wanted for his words to be in us and for us to do them.
Yeah.
When I say Yahweh bless you and keep you, what I'm really saying is you better get right with the Most High so you don't die.
Yep.
That's what I'm really saying.
Yeah. That's it. Yep.
So that you could live. I could say another way. So that you could live.
So you can live.
In a nicer way.
Yeah.
But if you're not living, you dying though.
Right.
And the fact of the matter is that if you're not living, you already dead. What do it say on here? Pull up John 3 and 18 maybe. 17.
18. He that believeth on him is not condemned.
Yeah, that.
Okay. Should I start at 17? Let's see.
17. Yeah.
Okay. For Yahweh sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. He that believeth on him is not condemned, but he that believeth not is condemned already, because he hath not believed in the name of the only begotten Son Yahweh.
He said, if you don't believe in him, you're already condemned. He didn't come to condemn you because you already condemned already.
Yeah.
He ain't come to do something that's already been done already. You already condemned. So until you get to the place where the character of the Most High is on you and in you and being manifest through you, you're already in a state of condemnation.
Yeah.
That's your baseline. Already.
That's the foundation. That's your foundation.
That's your foundation.
Yeah.
Your foundation is condemnation. You that's a bar. You could make a song out of that right there. I need that. I need that one. And so we have to be in a place where we are changed by the Most High, so we can receive His blessing, so He could guard us, and so He could keep us. I'm saying all that. Let's just say this.
Stop condemning yourself. It's like, no.
What did I say right there?
It says, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. Blessed are they which do hunger and thirst after righteousness, for they shall be filled. Blessed are the merciful, for they shall obtain mercy. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see Elohim. Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called children of Elohim."
Not one place over there did he talk about somebody being blessed who wasn't acting right.
Yeah.
Well, because it was Israel.
or because he was talking to Israel. So they all was already Israel already. So that wasn't it.
Yeah.
But he's talking about these people who's blessed is these people who going to be manifesting the character of the Most High. You poor in spirit. That person right there, that person that's poor in spirit, theirs is the kingdom of heaven. That person who has a heart to mourn for, those that are dead, those people going to be comforted. And it takes that to even want to even live in this life, because this life is only begins about you. It begins with you, but once you're in it, it's about the people that's dead, that's condemned already. It becomes about them. You go from being somebody who is selfish, and this thing is about you and you getting yourself right, to all you look around and see is death, and I want to be able to bring some life to some of this stuff over here. He said, "Blessed is the person that hungers and thirsts after righteousness." That person's going to be filled. He didn't just say, now, I mean, this could, somebody could sit around and talk about this, for hours. The idea of hungering and thirsting after righteousness. Somebody asked me, "You hungry?" You say, "I could eat." You ain't really hungry. That's not really hungry. Like how Hisky just got more of that yogurt. He wasn't hungry for that. It was in there, so he just ate it. Maybe the first one maybe he was hungry for, but the second one just
I don't know the way we eat like that.
But there's a difference between being hungry and being thirsty, right? But that's the ones that's blessed, the ones that's hungry, the ones that's thirsty. Those ones is blessed. And so again, we think about the Aharonic Blessing. When I'm saying Yavarecha Yahweh Vayishmerecha, you're not just gonna get that blessing if you ain't hungry and you ain't thirsty. That's just something that I'm saying to you. It's just wishful thinking. That's all that is. If you're not hungry. But at the end of the day, all of these ones that receives the blessings is the ones that's able to manifest the character of the Most High. We got to get to the place where we're having a genuine encounter with the Most High, where He's changing us to be like Him. Otherwise, we're not doing anything. We're not doing anything.
Playing with the game.
You playing with the game because He's giving you this right over here and let you know that He could have just not said all this stuff and said blessed are those that manifest the character of the Most High. That's what He could have said right there. They could have said the same thing with the Aharonic blessing. I could say this blessing over you, but unless you, Aaron could have been like, I could bless you right now, but unless you ready to receive it, then it's not really going to apply to you.
That's how I mean. You pray over me, or if you pray for me, I'm like, I don't know if I can. I don't know enough about you. Like you can be,
Yeah, I know what you mean.
or a person's ways, and they want some certain blessing, and I'm like, that's not realistic. Why would you pray like that?
Yeah. Yeah. And we look at Yeshua was somebody who always wanted to see a want from the people. He especially did his disciples like that, and that's why he talked about the fact that he spoke in parables. If you really want to know what I'm talking about, you come back to the after party, and then we could get to the nitty gritty. Like
he said, come to the Patreon.
Yeah.
Some stuff. Like the modern day thing.
Yeah. I give you just a basic surface on the level thing. But if you want some more, we got to have a deeper relationship than just this me up here talking about things. And so the thing that's the same over here is that yes, the Most High He has these things waiting for you, but He needs for us to be on that bended knee with our hands ready to receive what it is that He has to give us. He's ready to bless you. He's ready to guard you and keep you. He's ready to cause for His face to shine on you. But guess what? If His face shine on you and you wicked, it might be some adverse effects that happen to you. Right? That's why we talk about the fact that the Most High, he said, I'm a consuming fire. He wants for us to be holy so that we could deal with Him. Because He don't deal with the unholy. And so we're saying all that just to say we're blessed. We're blessed when we manifest the character of the Most High. We're blessed when we have a genuine relationship with Yeshua, so much so that it causes us to change the things about us in our lives. We're blessed whenever we walk around and people are able to see that we're noticeably different. People know, people see, especially people that know you. They know who you used to be, and they trying to figure out where that person is at, because that person dead and buried, right?
Yeah.
I mean that's how it should be, right? But we have to get to the place where we are, not just talking about Yeshua, but experiencing Yeshua and manifesting Yeshua in this world. especially now more than ever, this place is continually becoming more and more wicked, and it's becoming more and more necessary for you to really choose a side and declare which side you're going to be on, because the times really are short, right? We never know when it's going to be that this thing is going to be up, and nobody will want to be that one that's looking to judge in the eyes and trying to figure out why you're not going through to the other side. I mean, we could just say right now, we could just get to the bottom of it. You're not getting to the other side because you've never been transformed on the inside. It's easy to be transformed on the outside. That's nothing to do things. For you to do things is nothing, right? But what's at the heart of the matter? That's what counts. And so we really have to seek to be transformed on the inside so that we can truly manifest the character of the Most High and be a light in this world. Okay, so anybody have any additional thoughts, questions, comments? Okay, so that being said, we will be done for right now. Yah willing, we'll be back on next Shabbat with more Torah portion. You want to remember to like the channel, subscribe, share the videos, hit the notification button so that you can know about all of the things that we have coming up. We have our women's conference coming up soon. Next coming weeks, we're getting ready for that. And hopefully all of the people have registered for the conference. We got some other things coming up in the wings that we're going to be putting out. But if you never subscribe and you never hit the notification button, you won't know about it. You're going to miss out on the goodness. So go ahead and take care of that. And Yah willing, as I said, next week we shall return with some more. Okay, so for now, say Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
And we'll see you on next week.
Shalom. You are invited to the 2021 Adorning the Bride Virtual Hebrew Women's Conference. This free event will be hosted on the Zoom platform August 1st through the 4th, 2021. Registration is only available on Eventbrite. Either see the link in the description section of this video or simply enter Adorning the Bride on eventbrite.com to register for the conference. Registration includes an ORIB coupon code and a free digital download prayer journal. This year's conference will feature 5 dynamic sessions from 8 amazing women of Yah. Topics include the process of becoming the bride, they are watching, Hebraic motherhood, it was more than a bath, the comforting of the bride, Titus 2, the inner adorning of the bride, and the process of promises. We welcome all Bible-believing women to come and be adorned. Register now. Please share with your friends and family.